Now we're back for another orchid video, and here is a preview of the second batch of orchids from our Lowe's Home Depot discount run. All right, now we're back here. We touched upon this in the last video, but it's important to thoroughly clean your orchids after you get them from the store, especially ones that have been on the discount rack. So as you saw in the last video, we took the moss that they come in, we took it off, and here we are focusing on the roots, getting rid of all the roots that are old, damaged, molded, any number of things that happens whenever they're at Home Depot or Lowe's. And we're just continuing here, clipping them off, being careful not to damage any of the good roots. But again, we want to get rid of any of the roots that don't look that good or have any mold or stuff on them. And we're just continuing here. Again, be gentle. You don't want to damage the plant, so make sure you're careful about where you cut the root at. Definitely don't want to cut all the roots either, so make sure you don't do that. Got to leave plenty of ground roots as well as air roots so that way the plant survives. And there is what a good root structure would look like. So as we're going along here as well, we're also going to look at the leaves. And as you can see there's an example of a leaf that isn't in that good a shape. So all we do is just pull it off, making sure not to damage the rest of the plant. And sit it to the side. That makes good compost, the same as all the roots and other stuff that we've taken off of the plant. And now once we're done, here is our garlic water, garlic and hydrogen peroxide water that we made in our last video. Again, for this, we just dip the orchid in there for about 15-20 seconds. This is enough to make sure that everything's clean thoroughly. Here we are getting all those roots in there. Again, make sure to get those roots well soaked. Want to make sure that they're clean. And as you can see, we just left it there for a second. And here as well, we're wiping the leaves with the same solution, just trying to clean them. This part here promotes good growth and stem development or bud development. So we want to make sure that the plant is very well cleaned. We're just going to go through and do this as we did last time. Again, make sure that you're super gentle here. Don't want to damage the plant. Now that it's clean, we're going to put it here in our pot. As you saw last time, our pot has these clay pebbles that are good for holding moisture, and then we have orchid potting mix there. Looks like bark. Putting a little bit of the moss back in there just to help with the moisture retention. And then here we go, we got our orchids in. And as we place them in, we're making sure to be careful with the leaves and the roots. Want to make sure the air roots are still exposed. And then we'll go back and fill over that with a little bit more of the potting mix and then a little bit more pebbles just to make sure that those are securely in there. And put a little bit more of the moss in there as well. Again, it helps with moisture retention. And here we are done with that one, and here's what it looks like. We have our 2 orchids in there, a layer of pebbles on top, in a nice pot. Thank you everybody for watching, and come back for more tips.